Welcome to Sci-Fi Journal, presented by the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. This show is for July 2016. I'm Marc Morisseau. Also hosting the show today are Calvin Watts III, Jay Kingston, and James Hinsey. All right. The summer is going by. Yay. Calvin, did you survive school?
Barely.
Barely? Yeah, me too. As we tape, my last day was yesterday. So.
I'm glad vacation is here.
Yeah, me too. It was fun. Okay, but we got a lot of stuff for you this month. As always, beginning with the wonderful world of movies and something we like to call popcorn previews. Take it away, Jay.
Dr. Stephen Strange is a world-class physician responsible for saving countless lives until he's called upon to be the master of the mystic arts. Dr. Strange is played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and the movie is going to be released on
November 4th.
November 4th. Thank you, Calvin. Let's take a look at that.
Stephen Strange. Might I offer you some advice? Forget everything that you think you know.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole. You've spent your life trying to widen it. Your work saved the lives of thousands. What if I told you that reality is one of many?
I don't believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief.
You wonder what I see in your future? Possibility.
Why are you doing this?
There are other ways to save lives. So much you don't know.
Teach me.
Being called to be a master of the mystic arts kind of puts a damper in your golf game, don't you think?
This is another Marvel movie,
Another
Correct.
Marvel movie.
part of the Marvel Studios.
Yep.
Well, it looks like they got the right guy to play Doctor Strange.
They
Benedict
did.
Cumberbatch is one of the best actors of the past 10 years.
Right.
He's done some really good stuff on the BBC with Sherlock, and he was Khan in the last Star Trek movie. Excellent actor and a really good choice. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Very much so. Next on our plate, we've got The Legend of Tarzan. Now, this is just a modern retelling of the story, the classic story by Edgar Rice Burroughs of the ape man who is abandoned in the jungle and raised by apes, and then becomes the more or less guardian of the jungle. There's really no major names associated with this, but the release date on this one is, and I can't tell.
July 1st.
Okay, it's playing now as we go to air.
Maybe.
It's playing now.
But check out the trailer.
Yes, definitely.
We will never survive. I have done all I can to protect my family. Today, I buried my wife. Now I fear for my child.
You are Tarzan.
You may not like who you were. You may have enemies there. But you need to go home.
Your husband's wildness disturbs me.
I need you to scream for me.
Like a damsel.
He's Tarzan. You're Jane. He'll come for you.
There's 1,000 men down there, 20,000 more on the way. We won't stand a chance.
A normal man can do the impossible to save the woman he loves. My husband is no normal man.
I don't understand why they keep trying with the Tarzan stuff. If
Right.
you take out the Bo Derek Tarzan and the Ape Man,
Yep.
I mean, they've basically had, this will be like the third Tarzan movie in 30 years.
Something like that.
So you had Tarzan the Ape Man, and then you had Greystoke,
Yep.
which was like 1982, which
Right.
was horrible.
But it was very much closer to the book, I think.
Yes, but you know, it was a bomb. Then you had the debacle Casper Van Dien, whatever that was,
Just-
back in like
yeah.
the late 90s, early 2000s.
Totally ignorable.
And then now that they're trying again,
Yeah.
and it's like a summer blockbuster, and I'm like, I don't know.
Now, when you say Tarzan, I think of, growing up as a kid in the 70s, I think of Ron Ely, because he had a weekly television Tarzan show, and Johnny Weissmuller even before that.
Yeah.
That's Tarzan.
Right, and
that I
they
think
had
of.
like the cartoon, the Filmation cartoon.
Right.
I remember that, you know,
Yeah.
being a little bit younger.
Yep. And then there was the
It was excellent.
and then there was the Disney movie,
Yeah.
which was all right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. So I mean, they've had some good things, but I just, I don't know.
Michael Fassbender and Jeremy Irons star in Assassin's Creed. This is a movie based on the immensely popular video game series, and it looks semi-interesting. I don't know how it's going to be, but it looks pretty interesting. But, well, let's take a look at it, and you can judge for yourself.
Where am I?
At 6 p.m. yesterday evening, you were executed and pronounced dead. You no longer exist.
What kind of prison is this?
It's not a prison. You're about to enter the Animus. What you're about to see, hear, and feel are the memories of your ancestor, who's been dead for 500 years.
What do you want from me?
Your past. Welcome to the Spanish Inquisition.
I am a god, even though I'm a man of God.
say the trailer does look interesting.
looks
It
good.
looks like it's being fairly faithful to the game series. So it looks like it's its own separate story. It's not like recreating the first Assassin's Creed,
Right.
Which is actually, I think, a good thing. So you can go and tell the story, but tell it in a different way, and so you have like new elements to get put in.
Right.
But a lot of action sequences and stuff, and this is coming out, at Christmas time.
Right.
Right. And the
So-
way I understand it, there are different assassins through different time periods.
Yes.
So it's not all. Enzo was the first one in the first game.
Altair was the first one, and then
was it?
it was, I think it was Enzo. That might not be right, but it was the guy from Italy, and he was it for like a few of them.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it really looks good. The studio is really high on the movie, putting it out at this time. I mean, it's going to have some stiff competition going up against the Star Wars movie, but it certainly looks good. And Michael Fassbender, again, along with like Benedict Cumberbatch, is one of the best actors of this generation. So if anybody can make it work, he can.
I think all the Assassin's Creed fans, players are going to definitely check it out. So
Most likely.
it'll make some money. Oh, speaking of movies, did you guys check out World of Warcraft? Have you seen
Not
it?
yet.
Not yet? Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. I played the original, like in 95, 96, the original World of Warcraft game. It was nothing to do with that, but it was fun. The CGI was awesome. The animation was good. The acting could have been better. Not the best acting in the world. And the storyline was interesting. It was one of those, if you're a World of Warcraft fan, you're going to love this movie. If you're a fan of fantasy, it's worth checking out as well. So I'd probably give it like 3 out of 5 stars. It's not a must-go-see movie, but if you got nothing else to do on a Saturday afternoon, you want to go to the theater, get out of the sun, go check it out.
I've gotten like mixed reviews. I mean, there's somebody that I know who's a really big World of Warcraft player still to this day.
Yeah.
And she's just like, they've so messed up the story. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But then there's somebody else that I know and like, well, this is actually, pretty cool. And, it's kind of faithful, even though it's doing it like its own thing. So.
Yeah, it's doing its own thing, and you don't need to know anything about World of Warcraft because they just dive right in and take you to this whole fantasy land. It was pretty cool.
Cool.
Good.
Well, that's all I've got for popcorn previews for the month of July. Next, we're going to Calvin Watts with Game Over. Calvin?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Well, it being July, we have just had E3 come and gone, which is, for those of you who don't remember, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Yes, we missed it. It came and it went. And one of the things, we're not really doing a lot with home video this month, but I will talk about in a future episode a little bit about Ultra 4K, which is the next step in high definition for viewing and for gaming.
I still have to get a smart TV, never mind, or a widescreen, let alone 4K. Jeez.
Because
they're going to have 68 gazillion K by the time I get a widescreen television. Anyway.
3D, real 3D.
Yeah, they'll have 3D, yeah.
Yeah.
Chasing a pig around the living
Because
room.
basically the two biggest things that come out of E3 was the 4K stuff and virtual reality. So let's start with the 4K stuff. Xbox has announced not one but 2 consoles.
Yes.
One that's going to be out the end of August, basically a smaller version of the Xbox One, the Xbox One S. It's going to be the same price point as the original Xbox, starting at $299 for I think it's a 500 meg hard drive. The 2 terabyte one's going to be $399. It's going to have 4K gaming support, and it's also going to be an Ultra Blu-ray 4K disc player, among other stuff. So we'll review that a little bit when it comes out. There's not going to be a direct connect port. So I mean, if you end up getting one and you still want to use the Connect motion capture thing, you have to get a free adapter. But it looks
there's
like
no Connect with this thing.
There's no Connect with this thing.
So is that because
pretty much.
Is that because Connect is not as popular as they thought it would be?
Yeah, I mean, they tried forcing it down, gamers' throats, and it was met with a resounding thud. And Microsoft's been playing catch up ever since then. So they have that one, but they also announced at the end of their conference Project Scorpio,
Right.
which is going to come out tentatively holiday of 2017. And this is going to be, it's going to be an Xbox One, but it's going to have 6 teraflops of processing power. And instead of being like a new console, it's going to basically, they're trying to extend the console generation by almost having like a, not necessarily an upgradable PC, so it's going to be like the same gaming system, just more powerful, so it can handle, 4K gaming with your better definition and your bigger worlds and whatnot. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as time and information comes out about that. PlayStation on the Sony side of things, they're also going to have an updated PlayStation 4 come out. Their project they called Neo. They were going to announce it at E3, but they decided to hold off on that, probably to see what Microsoft was going to do. It is a thing though, and we'll have more information about that as it comes out. Going back to Xbox really quick, probably the biggest announcement that they had out of their camp is that most AAA games that are going to be done for the One, such as the new Gears of War 4 that's going to be coming out and whatnot, if you own it on One, they're really starting to integrate the Xbox One with the PC and Windows 10. So if you own like the Xbox One game as an example, you'll be able to go and play that on your computer. At some point, you'd actually be able, if you wanted to, for whatever reason, you could start playing a game on your Xbox One and then switch over and continue playing it on your computer if somebody else wanted to use the TV. The integration between the two is really becoming substantial, so that's kind of like a big deal. On the Sony side of things, and we're just briefly touching on stuff because there's a lot to get through. There's a lot of exclusive games coming out for Sony. The new Destiny pack is going to be exclusive, coming out in September, called Rise of Iron. They announced a new God of War with an older Kratos, which looks really cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And can't leave Nintendo out of the mix either. Nintendo's new console is still the NX, or Project NX, or whatever you want to call it. Still probably sometime next year. Their biggest announcement was they showed the new Zelda finally. Zelda, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And that'll be released probably holiday next year for both the Wii U and the new NX console. The other big news coming out of E3 was the emphasis on VR, virtual reality. And the reason why, a major reason why you have both Sony and Microsoft doing these ultra really souped up machines is so they can handle virtual reality. PlayStation actually has a VR headset that's going to be coming out supposedly this year, and they showcased a couple of games for that, which look really cool. There's going to be a Batman VR game where you go in and you're actually going around being a Batman. There's another one where you're in the cockpit of like an X-Wing, so you're doing X-Wing like flying. Microsoft has their own thing that they're working on somewhere down the road, and they're probably going to have the Oculus Rift be compatible with the 360. Oh my God, with the One. And so it's really kind of a big deal. So it's really a good time to be a gamer. So going back to like older, like arcade games and stuff, the Shelter Arcade Bar just finally opened up downtown in Olneyville, the Olneyville section of Providence. You can look up shelterarcadebar.com for more information. Haven't gone to check it out yet, but I'm looking forward to doing it.
I took a look inside there, went by, and they've got lots of good games, and it's a nice little place.
Yeah, it's a really cool setup. Speaking of setups, recently when I went to go do the Pentastic interview with Gabe D'Annunzio, we took it at Game Underground, which is a little like everything video game, like a mini arcade. There's a place to go do like tournament gaming, a little bit of everything at the Natick Mall up in Natick, Massachusetts. And after we had the interview, we took some time to speak with Janie, the owner of this wonderful establishment, and did some checking around. And it's a really cool place. And here's our segment, and you can check this out. So if you guys remember last year, we went to Northeast Comic Con, and one of the people I ran into was Jamie York over here from Game Underground. They were holding the video game tournament that was up there, and he was telling me about this really cool hybrid, for lack of a better term, arcade / tournament area, and I've been wanting to go check this out for a while. You know, personal life and, you know, life gets in the way, but here I am. And Jamie, how you doing?
Good. I'm happy to be here on your show.
So this is really, really cool. You have a mixture of like arcade games, redemption games, pinball games, home stuff. You said you do tournaments. Why don't you talk a little bit about Game Underground and how it got started?
Sure. Game Underground is a mix of a few things. We do video game tournaments. We have an arcade with some rare Japanese games, as well as some old school stuff like Ninja Turtles, things like that. We sell video games like old Nintendo and Super Nintendo and PS4 and all the new stuff too. We also do a lot of Magic the Gathering events. It's a lot of fun. Game Underground's been in business for 6 years. We used to be in Framingham on Route 9, and we just moved to the Natick Mall, so it's really exciting to be here.
Yeah, I really like your setup. You have a little bit of stuff for everybody. You have some skee ball tables. I noticed you have an air hockey table. It's like a personal favorite of mine. Gabe D'Annunzio from Pintastic, he has, you know, some of his pinball machines on display on station, so you can play that. So you do all sorts of tournaments. You were saying, what kind of tournaments for what systems? Do you do like PC stuff or console stuff, or mixed of both?
Oh, sure. We do a lot of our tournaments are for Super Smash Brothers. Melee, which is 15 years old, is still a huge tournament game. We also do Smash 4 for the Wii U. We do Street Fighter 5, other fighting games like that. Stuff like Halo. Mostly console games here. I wouldn't count on one day doing PC stuff. It was mostly console stuff right now.
Which is really cool. Now, you were talking about that some of your arcade machines are some stuff I've never even heard of, so I know you got a lot of music and rhythm games like Japanese stuff. Why don't you talk about some of the ones that are like unique and special?
Oh, sure. We have Beatmania 2DX, which is a game basically with 2 turntables and a bunch of keys, almost like playing the piano and turntables. When you see people playing that on the hardest setting, it's ridiculous. It's amazing that they can even do it. Pop-in music, Reflect Beat, U-Beat, DDR, just a lot of different rhythm games from Konami, things like that. You know, we mix that with, like, we have some racing games like Initial D5, Hydro Thunder, Crazy Taxi. You know, we have some classic American stuff too, like Ninja Turtles. You know, Dance Maniacs is a cool another Japanese game. It's a lot of fun.
And you said you also sell like home stuff, so you go back as far as Nintendo, Super Nintendo?
Yeah, we got the old school stuff, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, all the Sega stuff, Dreamcast, Genesis. It's really cool. We got like a Neo Geo in the other day. It's a $400 system. We sold it in one day. The next day, I posted online, Neo Geo, I'll be down. So, you know, you never know what we're gonna get in here. Some rare stuff. We have a Virtual Boy we just got in. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So we're here. It's at the Natick Mall. Is it GameUnderground.com, and if people want to go and check out and get more information and maybe come up and take a spin?
Sure. More information at game-underground.com. It's also on our Facebook.com/GameUnderground. You can look and see when our events are, what's coming up. We have a 3-day event this November at Foxwoods called Guts 4, Game Underground Tournament Spectacular 4, expecting over 1,000 players for all the fighting games, Smash Brothers from all over the country. It's going to be awesome.
That's cool, and I know you're going to be at the next Northeast Comic Con, and we were talking earlier, you're going to be also at Pintastic 2016.
Oh, sure, yeah. We love doing different conventions. We're doing Boston Comic Con, selling stuff. Sometimes we go to conventions to sell stuff. Sometimes we set up game rooms. We'll be at Northeast Comic Con, Massive Comic Con, Terrific Con in Connecticut, a bunch of other things, setting up video games, running tournaments for the kids. It's fun to have a tournament at a convention where it's kids that are there to have fun. They never really experienced that type of thing. And then something like Guts, where it's a pro-level tournament, the best players in the country flying in to play. It's exciting. It's cool to be part of both.
So this is primarily what you do for a living, but I have to ask, I assume you still play.
Oh, of course I still play games. I like Street Fighter 5, I like Rock Band 4, you know, definitely Rock Band is awesome. Actually, the main thing I play is Pintastic's pinball machines here right now. I just dump all kinds of money into Game of Thrones and Jurassic Park right now. I'm a pinball addict, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know, believe me, I know. So Game Underground, Natick Mall, Natick, Massachusetts. Definitely come check it out. Jamie, thank you very much.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
What a wonderful establishment.
I mean, you don't really have old school arcade, and
Yeah.
not certainly anything around here. I mean, the Shelter Playing arcade is probably like the first thing with like old school arcades that you can find. And yeah, they still have your Seacon.
Well, now wait a minute. You got Spring Lake up in Pasco.
You have Spring Lake is awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of the stuff, your Dave and Buster stuff, it's all generated towards kids. It's
Right.
not really like an adult stuff. So this has a little bit of everything. Yeah, it has some redemption games, but it also has some really rare stuff like the Japanese music rhythm stuff.
Okay.
And it's a really cool place. So if you're in the area, definitely want to go check that out. And Jamie will also be going to Pintastic New England, which we will be there 2016, July 7th through 9th. I got my tickets, I got my stuff. We're going to be covering it. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's what we're looking at. And that's all I got. So let's move on to Toob news, there's been a lot of Toob news going on. Even though it's the dog days of summer,
Yep.
There's always stuff going on. So take it away, Mark.
Thank you. Here we go. Supergirl is to reveal their Superman for season 2. They finally found one. Actor Tyler Hoechlin has been cast, and we will finally see Clark Kent in person when the series returns on the CW in the fall. Season 1 was CBS, now there's CW for season 2. And there's lots of crossovers that are planned between Supergirl and Flash and Arrow. It's going to be wicked awesome.
Cool.
Which makes me regret that I only have like 2 episodes of Supergirl on my DVR, and I can't watch any of them. Not yet, anyway.
Why?
But why? Because I didn't save the rest
Oh,
of
you
them.
didn't save? Okay.
Dude, I just finished watching The Flash, and I'm still behind on like Arrow and the other stuff, which I am using the summer to catch up on this
But as
stuff.
far as Supergirl, you can go online and watch some of those episodes too.
Right. Well, Netflix, it looks like, is going to be entering into an agreement with the CW. They're in like final talks, so it looks like the CW is going to be leaving Hulu and that just their limited amount of episodes that they have on there.
Yeah.
And instead of having stuff, as it plays like afterwards, like as soon as like the season's over, kind of like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 3 just popped up on Netflix. So they're going to kind of do, I guess, something like that for all of their shows. As soon as like the season's over, like a couple of weeks later, it's all on there. So for you to peruse. So hopefully,
Yep.
Supergirl will be on there before the new season starts.
Yeah,
and I can
it'll
catch
be
it
fun.
up.
I like that show. It's fun. Season 3 of The Strain returns to FX at 10 p.m. on Sunday, August 28th.
I'm looking forward to that. I
Oh,
love that
what
show.
a scary show that is.
Yeah.
That's one of the best vampire shows I've seen in a long time. Although I think parts of season 2 kind of fell flat for me. At some point, it's like, all right, where are you guys going with this? You're not really sure. But in this new season, the vampires have pretty much taken over New York City. And New York City is quarantined. They're cordoned off, and they have to fight to survive. So it should be cool. The summer Sci-Fi Channel series Killjoys and Dark Matter return on Friday, July 1st. Killjoys at 9 and Dark Matter at 10. So if you like those shows from their first seasons last year, they've
They'll
been
be
renewed.
back.
Cool.
They're a lot of fun. Ready for this? Looking forward to this.
No.
Sharknado.
No.
The Fourth Awakens.
Oh my God.
Airs
Seriously,
Sunday.
the fourth?
The Fourth Awakens. That's the name of the program. It airs Sunday, July 31st at 8 p.m. Ian Ziering and Tara Reid are also scheduled to appear this year at Rhode Island Comic Con.
Yeah.
So that should be a lot of fun. We can ask them the question, why?
Because it's the only thing they can
It's the
get
only
right
thing they
now.
can get. That's why. So if you like the Sharknado series, that was a lot of campy fun.
Yeah, and in all seriousness, a lot of people are into the Sharknado series,
are.
and it's definitely your B movie slot fest. But people love it.
Yeah, it's like stupid good. That's what it is.
Yep.
So that's coming up on July 31st. Cartoon Network has announced Justice League Action, a new Justice League series. Ta-da!
Yay.
No news on when the show will air, but Kevin Conroy will return to voice Batman, and Mark Hamill will return to voice the Joker.
Cool.
Pretty neat. So if you like the other Justice League series that went away too soon, they finally, Cartoon Network finally smartened up and they're bringing us another one.
Yeah, well, they both, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, have already returned for Batman: The Killing Joke.
Killing Joke. Yep.
You know, direct-to-video, animated, rated R.
Yep.
Coming out next month.
Coming out next month. Yeah. It's gonna
So
be.
you know, having them together again, it's, you know, even though Mark Hamill had said he had retired from it for back in the day, you know, but he said he would come back for The Killing Joke.
Correct. Now, isn't
And I
The
think-
Killing Joke going to be shown in the widescreen in the theaters?
It does have
like a one night only
Yeah.
type deal.
at the end of July.
Is that something you guys are going to check out?
Maybe. I'd like to,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
But I'm definitely, I have the movie on pre-order. It looks like it's supposed to be faithful
Okay.
to the
Yep.
book.
To the book.
Yep.
And if it is, who-wee? Okay.
Yeah, it's a Fathom event that's happening with them.
And it's rated R. It is not
It's
a
not for
kid's
kids.
film, so
No.
keep
Right.
that in mind.
Yep. Of course, some parents will ignore it and send their kids anyway. Let's traumatize our children. All right. Kevin Smith is developing a TV series based on the 1984 cult classic film Buckaroo Banzai. Was that before you were born?
Really,
Really?
Come on.
really,
Just kidding. All right.
very fun.
The original starred
1984.
1984. The original
John
starred
Lithgow.
Peter Weller, John Lithgow, Alan Barkin, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd. All those great actors were in that movie. I have a DVD copy of that.
Oh, it's
I love that movie.
They are coming out with like Shout Factory's redoing it for like
Yep.
Blu-ray with like a special edition
Yeah.
coming out at some point in the future. Yeah, that's cool.
And there was a comic book company, a private one, independent, that did Buckaroo Banzai series a few years ago. They did 2 of them. I've got them both.
Yeah,
They were a lot
I
of
think
fun.
that was written also by the guy who created Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was further adventures of.
Yep. Remember,
Yeah.
no matter where you go, there you are.
Wrap it up, monkey boy.
And lots of
Big
other,
booty,
and
big
lots of
booty.
other memorable lines from that movie. Okay, and then finally, Orphan Black just finished up season 4. They are getting a season 5. However, season 5 will be the last season of Orphan Black,
Dun dun dun.
which is okay. I mean, I really love that show, but 5 seasons for that particular program, I think, is good. And it's nice that they know that there's an ending coming,
Yeah.
so the writers can't write themselves off into a corner or tangents and so forth. They know exactly what they've got. They have
Right.
10 episodes to wrap everything up and give us a decent ending. So that should be fun. All right, that's all I have this month for Tube News. Let's move on to the wonderful world of anime with Anime Daisuki. Go, James, go! I got to practice some new moves.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good moves. I like
those?
it.
That's
yes.
easy. That was my Power Rangers one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so here we go. Shin Gojira, the
Nerds
new.
rule, dude.
Yeah, that's true. The new Japanese Godzilla film, Shin Gojira, has a trailer out, plus it's coming out this July. So check out this trailer of Shin Gojira.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Who ran Godzilla through a blender?
I don't know.
Because
It's a
that's what he
whole-
looks like.
I know. He looks
It looks like they
partly
just pushed
bloody,
him in there
or
and
if
they
he's going to
cranked
be
him out.
glowing from the inside.
And
You know?
that's the Godzilla that you end
Yeah,
up
he's
with.
all torn up.
He's got like teeth under his armpits, and what the hell is that all
spiky.
about?
He's new Godzilla. He's
Ugh.
mutated in some way.
He's mutated. all right.
And now news for the American Godzilla. Gareth Edwards is not directing the American Godzilla anymore. He's left the project. And with the delays, it's going to be, instead of 2018, it'll be in 2019.
That's not good.
Right. But they are shooting Kong Skull Island.
Yes.
And so that will be coming out in March of 2017.
Now, do our feelings
So-
about King Kong go the same way as our feelings about Tarzan? Have they overdone that franchise?
No, because they've only done the original King Kong. They did the 79 Godzilla.
76.
76. They did a
right,
sequel
which
to that.
I actually enjoyed De Laurentiis'
With
version.
the Twin Towers?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yep.
And then the
The really crappy sequel in the 80s with Linda Hamilton.
Yes,
yeah,
that's what it was.
I don't really count that one.
Well, but they
You
still
have
made it.
to.
You
It's
have to
I know,
count it.
I
And then
know.
you
It's
have the
crappy,
Peter
but you got to
Jackson
count it. And then
one
what else have
Right.
they done with
in
King?
2005.
the other
They
one-
did
Still
they did a
good.
TV
the Peter
series.
Jackson one, though.
Yeah, all right.
Peter Jackson one, though, is excellent.
Yep.
And Andy Serkis for the motion capture acting portrayal of King Kong was excellent. I mean, you really felt for him at the end there. So
They
yeah,
actually
that was a
just had like
great
some
film.
plot details come out. It looks like they have a good cast. Samuel L. Jackson, I believe, co-stars in the movie.
Yep.
And Kong's going to be like, instead of being like 30 feet tall, he's going to be like
100.
at like 100 feet tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's going to be a lot more menacing, and they're going to have to be, because otherwise Godzilla would just step on him when they go
I
fight
know.
in a couple of years.
Godzilla's supposed to be like 400 some feet long, the largest
They
Godzilla
keep making these things bigger
in
and
the
bigger.
American version. So part of that, though, is leading to Godzilla versus King Kong in May of 2020. So look for that coming after they make both the next Kong and, because this Kong film and Godzilla. Right. So now, Scarlett Johansson is Motoko in the live-action version of Ghost in the Shell.
Scarlett
And they had some
Johansson.
pictures from the set. So here's a couple pictures here. Motoko and Bato. He's not as bulky and muscular as it seemed like in the anime, but the actor looks pretty good. And she's got that hair style that Motoko has. So next, Shout Factory is releasing the 1986 Transformers the movie on Blu-ray, 30th anniversary issue full of bonuses. So check out that from Shout Factory. And then in Japan, they're producing a live-action Full Metal Alchemist movie.
Oh, interesting.
And they're actually filming in Italy. So here's a shot of the actor who's playing Elric, Edward Elric, in Italy, in his usual robe, maroon-colored robes and stuff. And you can kind of see his hand there, his metal hand. But that's cool. I mean, the whole cast is Japanese, but it's set in a European sort of Europe kind of alternate history thing. And so the way they're writing the script and stuff, they're not trying to use any Japanese idioms to make it sound Japanese. They're trying to make it maybe sound a little more European in style.
Okay.
Let's see. And then Naruto is now a live stage musical.
Naruto the musical.
Yes, Naruto the musical.
That's interesting.
They've got a commercial streaming now for it. And actually, the actors in the costumes here, take a look at these pictures here, look great. Naruto, Sasuke, and all them.
Naruto the lunchbox.
Yeah,
Naruto
yeah.
the video game.
Right, now it's a
Naruto,
musical
the flamethrower.
stage play.
The kids love that one.
Yeah. So that's really all I have now for Anime Daisuki this month.
Hey, James.
Hey, Mark.
It's summertime.
Woo.
And it's July. You can tell because we're wearing shorts. And we're going to talk about some conventions that are coming up in late July and early August. And first up, we're going to talk about RhodyCon. Yeah, what is it?
RhodyCon. RhodyCon, July 30th and 31st, the weekend, the end of July, in Cranston.
Yep, it's on Webb Street in Cranston, Rhode Island. It's part of Dovetail Auctions. Nick Ritchie and his wife, is it
Melissa.
Melissa,
Yep.
running this convention. This is the second year for RhodyCon. They do an awesome job.
Yeah, we were there last year. We had a lot of fun.
Yep.
And they've got lots of good, cool things. You know, if you like Japanese culture, there's a little bit of anime. They've got some Japanese snacks and foods there.
Yep, they have
Some
pinball,
cosplay,
even more pinball
video games and pinball. Yep,
Yep.
they got more pinball machines this
The
year.
Rhode Island Science Fiction Club crew will be doing a panel workshop on that Saturday, so come by, say hello, check it out. Be
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so RhodyCon, July 30th and 31st, check that out. What else is on the list?
Coming up in August, there's RKO Con.
Yes.
RKO Con is the weekend of the 19th, 20th. Actually, it's going to be like almost 4 days, 4 nights, and 3 days of, Rocky Horror and a bunch of other Shadowcast shows, plus seminars and workshops and things like that. If you're interested in being part of a Shadowcast, if you're interested in how they form, how they manage them, how they have fun with it. There'll be people from all over the country coming to Providence for RKO Con.
Right, and that's fans of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Picture show, yeah.
Right.
And parts of it will be taking place at, I think, the Columbus Theater.
Columbus Theater in Providence. Yep.
Maybe, I'm not sure if Lupo's is involved this year. They had stuff last time at Lupo's. And at the Omni Hotel, I think, is where some of the people are staying.
Right.
So they'll be hanging out there and having some fun.
That'll be fun. And last but not least, we have
TempleCon.
TempleCon, huge
Yep.
gaming convention taking place at the Crown Plaza in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Right. They've moved from February to August. They're going to be having the tournaments and stuff for Warhammer and all types of tabletop gaming, wargaming. There'll also be all kinds of other games, role-playing card games, other types of tabletop games. And then there'll be a fashion show, great fashion show that they have in the Rotunda.
And TempleCon is known a lot for its steampunk. So if you're really into
Yes.
steampunk, that's definitely the convention.
And their retro futurist themes
Right.
that they have.
Now, which weekend is that?
Costumes. That is the weekend after RKO Con, so
Right.
it's like the 27th, 28th weekend. Yep, at the Crown Plaza. We've been going there every year for the last 5 or 6 years.
Right, yep, and we, with any
yep.
luck, we'll also be doing a workshop and also taping a segment of Sci-Fi Journal at TempleCon. So that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they have some great vendors there too at the temple.
Really good.
TempleCon. Also, if you're out in Pawtucket, or I'm sorry, I'm not a Rhode Islander,
In
so I'd say
where's Pawtucket?
Pawtucket. Is it Pawtucket
It's
or Pawtucket?
Pawtucket. It's Pawtucket. Just like it's not Woonsocket, it's Woonsocket.
Woonsocket. So Pawtucket is where the temple store is, over near the baseball stadium.
Yep,
So
in McCoy.
you can check out the temple here in Pawtucket.
Be careful
So,
when you say that.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 wonderful, fantastic conventions right here in good old Rhode Island. You can check out. We've got RhodyCon, we've got RKO Con, and we have TempleCon taking place in July and August. Check them out. Now let's go back to, we're in the studio. Let's see what else is new for Sci-Fi Journal July 2016. Thank you, James.
Take it easy.
Good job. Thank you, Kat. All right, so
yes.
this month for toys, props, and other stuff, we're using the footage that we did from our May episode, right? Because
We shot it in May for the June show, but
Right.
we didn't have enough room for it.
Right.
And so we saved it for you to check out this month.
But wait a minute, but Jay still needs to do the intro. So here is toys, props, and other
Stuff.
I like that one.
That was great.
That was awesome. We have a Star Wars Rey bobblehead from Star Wars The Force Awakens. And in the center, we have a copy of the Star Wars The Force Awakens movie on Blu-ray and DVD and digital HD, in case you're interested in all those mediums. And next to that, we have a Reflection Figures Mr. Spock action figure. Wicked cool and awesome.
So on one hand, we have Deadpool, which is now available on 4K, Blu-ray, DVD,
Hey,
and
watch your
digital
language.
AD. Awesome movie. In the middle is the Xbox One exclusive Quantum Break from the makers of Alan Wake. Remedy Entertainment has put together another really kick-ass game.
Yep.
Definitely check it out. Even though it doesn't have anything to do with science fiction, but somewhat to do with fantasy, we recently lost an icon in music, Prince, and his signature work, Purple Rain, was a bestseller and sold out, and I finally got my copy in. So
I have never seen that movie.
it's a good movie.
cool.
If you even like any of Prince's stuff, it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm originally from Minnesota, so I was very taken by his passing, and his music was something I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have 2 books on the right by A.M. Leitner, Alice Leitner. She was an author back in the 50s and 60s, science fiction, and she also did some nonfiction stuff on the life of animals. But this is The Space Gypsies and Star Circus. These are hardcover library edition books that I got off of Barnes & Noble's using a gift card. But they're rare and out of print, and I decided to try to collect this author's works because I don't want them to disappear from the realms of science fiction. And then next to that is a Rick Riordan story, The Triumph of Apollo. And it's another of his series of Greek mythology stories. Rick Riordan's a great writer. He's got tons of books especially for young adults, but everyone can enjoy him. Next to that is a little Walking Dead figure. What is that?
Daryl Dixon.
Oh, hey.
Oh, it's Daryl.
It's
Okay.
a baby. It's a little Daryl.
Yeah, it's
from
one of
Walking
the
Dead.
Dorbs figurines, which are basically like they take characters and make them into like really cute miniature disfigured
Oh.
round guys.
Kinda
Like-
But they're really
yeah.
awesome.
Like chibis.
Yep.
Yeah.
almost, Yeah. And next to that, I picked up at Stop and Shop. It's a Doctor Who coloring book.
Yeah, I have that coloring book.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It was like neat.
Yep.
Just Doctor Who coloring book in the Stop and Shop book section.
Yep.
Sure. Grabbed it. Plus, I'm going to Cohill Con, so I'll take it with me.
Oh, cool. Give you something to do.
Yeah. And you can kind of see. Oh, there it is. R2D2 right there. It's a little piggy bank.
Nice.
Little
And next
piggy
to that
bank.
is Cthulhu on board.
You
All
actually
right.
went and bought that, Adam,
Yeah, a
huh?
little sign for you. Adam's probably going to put that in the back window of his car, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then there's Charles Sheffield Resurgence.
Right. This is the 5th book in the universe that Charles Sheffield wrote about, called the Heritage series. There's a group of people and a couple of aliens. They're going to go out to the different Sagittarius arm of the galaxy. There's some kind of thing threatening our section of the galaxy. But the other 4 books that I read through my phone and the audio books from the library that I got were awesome, and so I had to get the 5th one, but it wasn't available as an audiobook, so I had to go to the library and said, I'll take the hardcover, and that's that one. If you love, big galactic story, ancient alien artifacts, great characters, fun characters, with aliens and stuff, read this Sheffield stuff. He was a scientist and author from England originally.
Next to that.
Cavalier, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. This is a Pulitzer Prize winner, and I know someone had told me about it some time ago, so my library was discarding it, and it's like, oh, I'll take that. It's a story about 2 guys who create a comic book superhero, and the whole story is about kind of like the comic book industry and things like that, and it wasn't really written by someone in the industry, but his writing is excellent. He also wrote the what's that? The ones that Bo Bridges and Jeff Bridges played brothers. What film was that? They were brothers. The Button Brothers.
Oh.
It's brain
They
cramp
played piano.
time.
One What?
I never seen. I know the one
Think
you're
of-
talking about, but I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, the Fabulous Baker Boys.
Thank you.
Right. So the same author who wrote. Anyway.
Anyway. All right. Now, what else we got? Any last words or shout outs from anybody?
Not much. We still are working on our hopefully big 20th anniversary episode.
Yes.
We are trying to work in
Have a drink, Jay.
special thing with stuff going on.
It's good. Keep rolling.
We're trying to work some other stuff going on with some of the guys from WAPA TV.
Did
for
you
those of you
dribble?
that still remember the worth of public access to the guys that helped us get our start way back when.
Yep.
And so it might be like an impromptu reunion for them.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully it'll all come together. But regardless, we're still working on something nice and,
Yeah.
and big, and hopefully it's something.
And
that
we
you'll
want to do
enjoy.
that as in addition to Sci-Fi Journal. We want to put it on public access as a special show, and we're going to throw it
Yep.
on our YouTube channel
Yep.
as well.
Both. Yep.
So even more Sci-Fi Journal goodness. Yes, okay. If you want to get in touch with us, our website is www.risfc.org. We have Facebook page, we are on YouTube, we have a Twitter account. We meet during the summer we get together for movie meetings. But if you go to our website and check out the meeting section of our website or our Facebook page, we'll give you information on when we're getting together to see all these wonderful movies that we've spoken about during the episode. All right, anything else? That's it.
That's good.
All right, that's going to be it for the July 2016 episode of Sci-Fi Journal. Thank you very much for watching, because you could have been doing other stuff. It's nice weather. And we will see you next month. We're going to be going to, besides
Fantastic
Connecticut, we're also going to Connecticut.
Right.
And then later on in August, we'll be going to
RKO Con.
RKO Con and TempleCon.
TempleCon.
It's going to be busy.
Yep, a lot of good stuff. Phew. All right, that's it for this month. Thanks. Dun, dun.